If you take a math test or a science test or an English test and you fail it, you can take it again tomorrow. But if you fail an HIV test, you don't get a second chance to take this test. And here's what I want to tell you about condoms. Magic Johnson was wrong. They don't give you safe sex, they give you safer sex. They reduce the risk, they don't eliminate the risk. Let's talk about these jimmies.
Dr. Stephen Sroka is on a crusade to save the students of Cleveland Public Schools from the dangers of the real world. Hello, I'm Michael Eisner, head of the Walt Disney Company. Steve survived a childhood of poverty and health problems, so he knows what teenagers are facing today. Steve speaks their language, and what he's saying helps them survive in the real world they face every day.
Teaching in a classroom every single day is different than what I do right now.
I'm very fortunate because I probably have the largest classroom in the country.
My classroom is actually 127 different schools with 75,000 students. Everyone out there is telling you it's okay to have sex, it's okay to do drugs. Well, I'm busting in here today and telling you it's not okay. And if you don't listen to what I got to say here today, I'll see you in the clinic. Teaching sex and drugs and violence has never been more important than it is today. In fact, many people still talk about teaching the prevention of. We're really already into the intervention and the postvention of working with students that have experienced sex and drugs and violence problems.
When you see a person one day and the next day you don't see them, and I mean they're this close to you, I mean it really shows you that this can't happen to you.
Just say no, N-O, move into the just say no, K-N-O-W, and that you got to know how to say no. The problem with just say no is a lot of you already just said yes. If I teach you to say, just say no, I'm going to watch some of you die. And I got a call one time from a paper. They said, this is embarrassing information. This is vulgar. Your kids don't need to know this kind of stuff. And I said, wait a minute. You got to remember this. I don't know anybody who ever died from embarrassment. I know people that died from HIV. If I embarrass you or your kids, I really apologize. But I'm here to save lives.
We should talk about condoms and all that, because it's reality. It's like, it ain't like it's not going on.
We can't put our head in the sand and say, this does not exist. It exists. Steve is very graphic, and these graphics help to rouse the importance of taking responsibility for yourselves on the part of the students.
And I tell our kids, I don't want you to have sex, but when and if you do, and you're not going to listen to me, I don't want you to die. So I'm telling you to have sex in a safe environment. I prefer you wait till you get married with one person who doesn't have a disease. It almost brings tears to my eyes when I talk to young kids who know more than their teachers do, than their parents do. You guys are so aware of what's going on. You're more aware than the adults are. The stuff I talked about today and taught the kids, many of the kids taught me. Now, I know I have medical background and I have some educational skills, but what the real deal is and what is happening and how to say it, the kids have taught me. The difficult issue is what age do you have to tell them this? And I'm just suggesting that for most communities I work in today, it's around 4th grade. In some communities, it's even 3rd.
How does a girl condom work?
A girl condom is a little bit different than a man's condom. Our kids don't scare anymore. You say you get a disease, you'll die in 10 years. They're going, 10 years, I'll be 20, I'll be old. They just are not afraid. If we're going to change anything, we're going to have to empower our kids and realize our kids make decisions. The very best way to protect yourself, no matter what age you are, is abstinence. Abstinence. No sex, no drugs, no problem. I talk kind of fast, but the kids are used to rap music. You talk to kids as slow as we're talking right now, you're going to probably lose their interest.
He's as crazy as the kids. He's very accepted among our Afro-American community, very accepted among our Hispanic community. And if I have, one thing to say about him, that he has the energy to get the job done, and teaching for him is a performing art.
He's getting it across the way that we like it. He's using humor. He's adapting to things like the way we live. And
if you can't be abstinent, then be monogamous. If you get with one person, you get married, they don't have a disease, you can tear it up all you want, and you will not get a disease, okay? Tell a story, and people laugh, and then it sinks in. So the humor breaks down the walls to let the message come through. My body, my choice, I'm not your toy. And you see those girls out there. You find this with the adolescent girls. I've never been told about my body, my choice, I'm not your toy. And they hear that for the first time. It almost gives you the chills as I say it, because you said something that is so important for them to hear that they never heard before. They forgot to tell you this, that there is no condom in the world big enough or strong enough to protect your heart. I believe that education is the most powerful weapon we have against the problems of our youth today, especially sex and drugs and violence. And I believe that because of the efforts of one person, we can make this a better world, and that's why I teach.
The Disney Channel salutes the American teacher.